another session, a continuation of our class on the introduction to the study of life. You will recollect that in our previous class, we discussed the characteristics of life. That is the characteristic of living organisms, those things that differentiate entities that possess life from entities that do not possess life. However, this class, we are going to be discussing the major differences and similarities between the two major common class of living organisms. Of course, according to Robert Whitaker, R.H. Whitaker, in 1969, he classified living organisms into 5 kingdoms. Of course, we have the kingdom Monera, we have the kingdom Protista, we have the kingdom Plantae, the kingdom Animalia, and of course we have the kingdom Fungi. However, the two common class of living organisms that are usually tested at the O-level or the preliminary classes are the plants and animals. And looking at plants and animals, they seem to share more similarities than the other class of living organisms. So in today's lecture, we shall be differentiating between plants and animals while also emphasizing the differences, the similarities between these two classes of organisms. So we have plants, and of course we have animals. These two classes of organisms have or exhibit all the characteristics of life: movement, respiration, nutrition, irritability, growth, excretion, and of course reproduction. However, the primary difference between plants and animals lies in the degree to which they are able to elicit this characteristic, 1. Then 2, it also differs in terms of the organization of the structures that are required for the survival or for the functioning of this characteristic. So that is what we shall be discussing in the next couple of minutes. So first of all, these are the characteristics. The first one is in terms of movement. As part of our assignment, we can find out what is the difference between movement and locomotion. Is there any difference? Is movement the same as locomotion? You could do that as part of your assignment. So characteristic of life, the difference between plants and animals. Movement. In terms of movement, we all know that the movement in plants is relatively restricted. Although, as the first of many people will say plants do not move. No, it is not that plants do not move. Plants only exhibit a relatively limited degree of movement. So the movement in plants is limited, while the movement in animals is unlimited. Animals can move very well. Then, under the next characteristic, another thing about movement in terms of plants and animals is that the parts of plants, the parts of animals that can move, of course, animals are able to move using specialized organs. Plants, any of their body structure could be involved. Then the next is respiration. The next is respiration. Of course, both plants and animals can respire, but the respiratory structures differ. The respiratory structure differ. The primary respiratory structure and of course the primary mode of respiration of plants is limited compared to the mode of respiration of animal. So respiration structure in plant is simple. Respiration in animal is more complex. Then nutrition. In terms of nutrition. In terms of nutrition, plants, majorly green plants, are usually autotrophic. They are autotrophic. That is, green plants are able to manufacture their food by themselves. While nutrition in animal is mostly heterotrophic, or we can describe it as holozoic. So plants have limited movement, animals have unlimited movement. Respiration in plants is simple, respiration in animals is much more complex. Another thing is that animals have specialized structures. No specialized structure for respiration. Not very specialized, or we could say in some cases we could have the stomata and the lentil cells, but here they have more specialized structures. More specialized structures for respiration. Nutrition in plant is autotrophic. Nutrition in animal is mostly heterotrophic. Then, in terms of irritability, that is the ability to respond to stimulus. Plants are able to exhibit limited irritability, while animals are able to respond well. They can respond well to external stimulus. Then growth. In terms of plants, for plants, the growth of plants is usually apical. That means the top part of the plants are responsible for growth, while growth occurs throughout the body, in animals. Then another difference between growth in plants and animal is that the growth in plants is relatively indefinite. What do we mean by the fact that the growth in plants is indefinite? It means that plants can continue to grow throughout their lives. While animals will stop growing the moment they attain a particular stage in their life. So we can say that the growth in animal is definite. Does not continue throughout life. Does not continue throughout life. Then, excretion. In terms of excretion, plants have no specialized excretory structures. No specialized excretory structures. No specialized excretory structures. While animals, they have specialized excretory structures. For example, if we look at the flatworms makes use of flame cells. When you look at the insects, they also make use of their Malpighian tubules. When you look at humans make use of their kidneys. So animals have specialized structures for excretion, while plants do not have specialized structures for excretion. Then we look at reproduction. We have reproduction. Reproduction in animals is mostly sexual. It involves the fusion of gametes, the fusion of the male and female gametes. So the male reproductive cell and the female reproductive cell need to combine, need to come together in animals, except for some few that are hermaphrodite, but mostly in animals, reproduction is mostly sexual. While reproduction in plants can either be asexual, as in the case of some plants, or if we have what? Sexual. Asexual, we could talk about marcoting, you could be talking about layering. All the mode of reproduction in plants that are kind of asexual or sexual. Then, in terms of adaptation, plants are living organisms, animals are able to adapt well to the environment compared to animals. So that brings us to the end of the differences between plants and animals. We should know that in terms of movement in plants is relatively limited, while movement in animals is unlimited. Animals are able to move much more freely. Respiration, plants are able to respire using they don't have specialized structures, while animals have better specialized structure. Having discussed this, we'll now look at what are the similarities shared between plants and animals. Similarities between plants and animals. First, similarities between plants and animals. Of course, number one, similarity between plant and animal is that both are able to reproduce. Both are able to reproduce. Whether it is sexual or it is asexual, both are able to reproduce. But I'm going to be discussing the similarities in terms of their components of their cell. So similarities in plant and animal cell. Of course, we know that given the general characteristic of life, both plants and animals can exhibit the two of them. But today, I'm going to talk about the similarities in terms of the similarities of the components of their cell. So, the similarities between plants and animals, number one, both have mitochondria. Both have mitochondria. Two, both have nucleus. Although the difference is that the nucleus in plants is peripherally located, while the nucleus of animal is centrally located. You know, animals have their nucleus at the center, while plants have their nucleus located away from the center. Number three, both have vacuoles. Both have vacuoles. Both have vacuoles. In the sense that although the vacuoles in plants are bigger, they are sacs for storing waste product. So the vacuoles for plants are bigger than the vacuoles for animals. Both have Golgi apparatus. Both have Golgi apparatus. And both have endoplasmic reticulum. Of course, by the time we look at our class on cytology, we shall be dwelling more on this. So, thank you very much for your time once again. I believe you have been able to pick up this. As an assignment, you should go and find out the differences between plants and animal cell, and you should try to draw a well-labeled diagram of both the plants and the animal cell. Thank you very much for watching. I wish you a greater success ahead. Cheers.